Today we're going to be discussing this year's college football playoffs. First, I want to start off with the ACC situation with Clemson, SMU, and Miami.
Really, right now, obviously one of those teams are going to get an automatic bid. I think SMU is a quite fraudulent team. They've beat no one good.
I'm looking at their schedule right now. They have one ranked game, and they lost 15-18 to ranked 18 BYU at the time.
Yeah. And so I think Clemson will beat them in the ACC championship and then take that spot. And I think the committee will probably see that SMU has beaten nobody good, and they will not give them an at-large.
But why wouldn't they have done that? Why now? I get that.
They have them above Miami already.
Why would they? They have them above Indiana, Alabama, Miami. Why would, if they were to?
I guess I really am saying that I don't think they should be this high.
No, I agree.
But they also can't punish them for making the ACC championship. That's not fair to say.
That's 100%.
So I think they'll make it, but I don't think they should be making it.
Yeah. You got it.
Also, to go with that point, I think, Miami, kind of that third team, I think they should be ahead of Alabama. I know Alabama has some ranked wins, but they've also had 2 unranked losses. And you look at Miami's been so dominant this year, other than their 2 losses. I know they lost to Syracuse last week, but they lost to a good Georgia Tech team that went into 8 overtimes with Georgia. So I think Miami still deserves a little bit more respect. They also, you got to, they like to favor, the big players, and Cam Ward is, obviously a top 3 Heisman favorite right now, so I think they deserve a little bit more respect.
The thing with this 12-man college football playoffs is like the Big Ten, the SEC, like these big powerhouse conferences are gonna. Big Ten's gonna have 3-4 teams in the playoffs. That's 1/4 of the teams already Big Ten, and then I guess 3 or 4 SEC teams. So these powerhouses are really just taking spots.
Yeah, but that was expected.
The
Big 12 and the ACC are nowhere near the level that these other 2 conferences are. I think when they started talking about the 12-team brackets, they weren't expecting a lot of group of 5 teams to really be in this competition.
Yeah, I want to go back to Miami here. I think Miami's really overrated. Sure, they were ranked pretty high.
I agree, Sean.
Until this upcoming week, but they haven't played a ranked team this year.
Not a single one.
Not a single ranked team besides Syracuse, who just got ranked.
And they lost. And they lost. Yeah, looking at this, they have not.
They lost to Georgia. They lost to Georgia Tech by 5. They should have lost to Virginia Tech, but had a good comeback. They almost lost to California. Another comeback, I think. And they almost lost to Louisville. This team is overrated, in my opinion.
I'm looking at these rankings right now and just looking at them. Personally, I'm a South Carolina fan, and I'm rooting for that team. Looking at that team right now, Lenore Sellers is playing like a Heisman player, but now looking at it, I get why they're not going to make it. I feel like no 3-loss team should be in this college football. That's why I don't think Bama should be there. If they do, I don't know. I don't know why. Just I feel like because they're Bama, and people want to see Bama in the playoffs, but I don't think any 3-loss team should be in there.
For that last spot, it really is. It's going to be Miami or Alabama, and I look at Alabama, and there's so much I feel like they're getting so favored because they have 3 losses, and like you just said, there shouldn't be a 3-loss team in the playoffs.
And 2 very bad losses.
And you're losing to an unranked Oklahoma by 21.
Unranked Vanderbilt.
You're losing to Vanderbilt. And yeah, they've had commanding wins against LSU, but LSU fallen off so far. They're unranked. They beat South Carolina when South Carolina wasn't really, a high seed for what they are now. And I would say their only commanding loss that's win has been the Georgia game.
Honestly, I'm looking at Texas right now. I don't. Look at schedule-wise, they've played one ranked team whoever we were just talking about, and they lost. They lost 30-15 to a number 5 Georgia team, and I don't think this Texas team is making a run in the playoffs. I don't think they're winning the SEC championship.
I actually disagree. I think Texas might be my favorite.
Your favorite to win?
Yeah.
I think it's Oregon. I mean, Oregon is just. They've been the clear number one the whole season. 12-0.
My dark horse team is Boise State, though. That's my dark horse.
My dark horse
completely
team
disagree with you there.
I don't think it right.
I think there's a shot. I think like they might blow it out of the water and like really impress people. But the U.S. will look like they haven't played anyone.
They
Yeah,
played
I mean,
Oregon.
they
They
played
played.
Oregon.
They did play Oregon. They did play Oregon. They
lost
only
by,
lost by
like, 1 or
3.
2.
They lost by 3.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
But they are in the Mountain West, and they are in probably the easiest conference that has a bid.
Do you think that if Boise State loses in the Mountain Conference Championship, that they're going to be out?
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no. They clearly won that. They clearly won.
Actually, no, I don't think
They
that.
clearly won that conference. It's
You can't punish a team for making
winning
the conference championship
and losing one year.
Yeah, you can't.
And I don't even think It's if they lose, which I don't think is.
I mean, I think kind of is a possibility.
If Boise State loses to UNLV,
I think it depends on how bad the loss is.
they beat them. They played them this year, and
If they
beat
get
them.
blown out, like that's a different story.
I mean, we talk about Heisman. We can talk about Heisman with Ashton Jensen. I mean,
But before we go, I want to say one thing. I think the most fraud team, and they're good every year, is Notre Dame. But I never really like them.
they're just a mid.
They play the most mid teams, and yeah, they beat an Army by a lot, but like that's Army.
It's Army, yeah.
Looking at the 12 teams that are in the playoffs right now, there's not like a clear team that I'm like, this is the best team. Like they are going to win this. I mean, this Georgia team is mid. Carson Beck is.
Yeah, the Georgia
It's
team's
just
nowhere
mid.
near.
I mean,
as
I don't
good
think
as it's
Carson
been.
Beck is NFL talent. Nowhere near NFL talent. This Tennessee team is okay. I mean, every team is just mid. I think. I don't think there's like a clear.
I mean, Ohio State after that embarrassing loss. To Michigan.
I think like this year's been the most like interesting year of college football because there hasn't been that dominant program that we've seen in the past, like Georgia and Alabama.
But
And,
we
like-
do see the dominant programs all making the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean that's obviously expected. But there's no like team where you're like,
Nobody's,
all right,
yeah,
like,
it's
they're
nobody's
gonna
gonna
win.
beat
Yeah,
this team.
it's not like a Georgia Wisconsin man.
yeah, exactly.
I agree.
And you also look like right now Arizona State is in the playoffs
Yeah,
at that 12 seed.
because are they what conference are they in?
What conference is Arizona State? in?
Arizona
Big
State
12?
is the Big 12. Yeah.
Is Big 12 going to bid?
It's all.
It's
AC,
ACC, SEC, Big 10, Mountain West, and Big 12.
No,
It
it's
might
not.
be in the mountain.
It's not always the Mountain West though.
There's a non P4 that
Yeah.
you're flying right now. There at the Boise State is the top of the Mountain West, and the Mountain West is the best record out of all the non.
It's the best conference winner from the group of 5.
But what are those 5?
The
ACC.
group of no, the group of 5 is Sun Belt, Mountain
Sun
West.
Belt?
The group of 5
Oh.
is Sun Belt, Mountain West.
Well, what is
American.
No, what are the
yeah,
5 that
American,
get?
Notre Dame.
American's
Notre
an
Dame-
independent.
Notre Dame is
American
in-
is not.
Notre
Dame is
an
not in a
independent.
conference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If they were not in the top 12, they would not make it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why they're not in a conference.
It's
It's ACC,
Streaming
it's
rules.
ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, Mountain West.
This isn't really about.
that's just yeah.
This
That's
isn't
just
about
the
the college football playoffs. But what did you guys think about that Michigan Ohio State fight that took place at the end of the game?
I mean,
I think it's just disrespect. I don't
think it's disrespect. I think it's
planting a flag. That's
it's
but
disrespectful,
very
but
disrespectful.
it's
It's
a
always been
tradition
done.
at this point.
And I think if you're Ohio State, you have to know how to lose. You know, you're a
Act
top
like you've been
program.
there.
You know, you got to know how to lose. I mean, also there's that view where it's like you got to know how to win, but it's like that's always been a thing.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you
When-
saw Baker Mayfield do it like
Like,
8 years ago.
and I mean, you did see like almost like half these big rival games. They all did it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
How do you feel about Ohio State coming off their loss?
I mean, I thought it was bad for them. I mean, they didn't play great. I mean, Michigan really like kind of.
and you're looking at Ohio State. They're now weeks. I mean, they're on the conference championship, so you have weeks to sit on this loss, and I think that's huge going to the playoffs with kind of this like stop of momentum. And I don't think they're going to do much in the playoffs.
Can I give a little, just a little?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
actually think now that Ohio State is, I don't really think it's that bad that they're not in the conference championship at all. I mean, maybe, but they didn't really have much momentum. They just lost to Michigan, so I think it'll actually let them, take some time to rest, just a bye week or a few.
I mean,
weeks.
but a few weeks. I mean, that's a
it
lot.
could be good or bad. We don't know. It could
Lot.
be good or bad. I'd like to touch on Heisman.
Yeah, I
Personally.
think we should.
I mean, it's clearly at this point between the two, Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty having one of them, if not the greatest, college rushing season behind Barry Sanders. Around Barry Sanders, I think he needs 2 more touchdowns in his last game to get the second person to ever break 2K and 30 touchdowns. Therefore, I think he should be the clear Heisman. I mean,
I'm gonna have to disagree.
I'm
I
gonna have to agree
well.
with that because Travis Hunter is
he's a two-way player. Okay, I get that, but like,
but he's a
mid two-way
he's
player.
a mid two.
He's not an NFL wide receiver.
That's completely so wrong. Because Travis Hunter is a top 5 receiver in college, top 5 cornerback in college, and this is like one of those random years where we have never seen this. And the reason that like this is huge and why college football might favor Travis Hunter is because they've never seen it, and this is like huge publicity.
Dude, he was Ashton Genty's averaging 250 yards.
Boise State, like you got to
play-
look at
yeah,
that.
they
that
play
way.
against
And he plays for Colorado.
And
Colorado's a
plays-
Power 4.
Yeah.
They're in a Power 4 conference. They play against.
But they don't play.
You don't
Like
believe they're in a
Colorado
Power
hasn't
Four
played
conference,
against
brother?
anyone.
I know they're in a Power 4. I'm looking who they played. Who have they played?
They
And
lost.
I mean, Colorado has all the primetime games. Like Travis Hunter, like shines.
They're the best in the
two ranked games. They played 3 ranked games and they lost all 3 of them. 4, 5.
The Heisman is not about the record.
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
is
I
that
mean,
it?
you're also looking at Colorado, who went below 500 last year.
No, I'm talking about
Yeah,
this
they're
year
not a
too,
good
like,
team.
They
You don't
lost.
have to be a good
They don't
team.
have to be a good team.
So why is Ashton Genty?
If Ashton Genty,
So why is
was on
Ashton
Boise
Genty
State,
Because he
on
doesn't
Boise-
play against good teams.
Okay,
It's different.
Three
it's
ranked
different.
teams is normal for most. Like
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's
like
not-
for
that's
most
even
Power 4
more,
college.
yeah.
I think he's having the best college football rushing season ever. And why? Because this guy's a two-way player.
He plays 99%.
'Cause you've never seen it before. It's-
Okay, if Ashton Genty was playing 99% of snaps, he automatically anybody that's gonna be playing 99% of snaps is gonna be in Heisman.
But that's not true though, because if you're playing it on offense and defense,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
99% of snaps.
You're
throughout the
telling me
whole game.
he is the most like you're looking at Heisman like the most valuable player. He is so valuable to Colorado
Yes, but he's
because
not.
he affects
As
the. both-
valuable as Ashton Genty running 250 yards and 3 touchdowns a game.
I think that's way more valuable. You're having a
Right.
player who completes 2 tasks.
I
per
mean,
game.
He's having a comparable season to the best running back ever.
Yeah.
Literally ever.
Okay, but there's another person in that debate.
He's not close. He's beat Barry Sanders in yards and he's 2 touchdowns away.
More games.
Travis Hunter's like had a season like no one else. That's the whole point.
What do you mean no one else? He's putting up mid numbers in both.
No, he's
Like,
not.
top
And that's-
5 in both.
It doesn't even matter. He's doing it on both sides of the ball, and he's being elite at it.
Okay, but also like the Heisman conversation can go both ways, but Travis Hunter will not be a good NFL player, and Ashton.
I
Genty
agree. He's not.
And Ashton Genty will be. A good
He either
NFL
has to be cornerback and receiver.
I don't know.
When they're voting on the Heisman, are they voting on how good of an NFL player?
No,
they
I
think
said
he
that. I
is?
said the Heisman could go both ways, but like he will not be a good NFL player.
I
And I think that has to be some kind of consideration.
I think he could really surprise you because I also look at it like whatever team drafts him, they're gonna play on both sides of the ball because this is like a huge. If he succeeds, this is like a huge advancement.
They will not play both sides of the ball.
Yes, he will.
All these NFL corners
No,
and NFL
no,
wide
the
receivers.
NFL
we're talking about
Once Travis Hunter gets the NFL, he will be.
I'm
They
not
will
s-
make him. You can't play 2 ways in the NFL.
No, because this is all
You
about
can't play
publicity. Say the Giants draft him or someone, they're gonna let him play both sides of the ball because it brings publicity. It's like Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. Who the heck was gonna let him pitch? But they let him pitch, and he's been great at it. But it's also publicity, and they're entering a new mode of the game.
I'm trying to find Travis.
If Travis Hunter succeeds, that's huge for the NFL
He's
because
not
that
even-
means more people are gonna try and do it. I mean, you're almost, and I don't think he's gonna be great at it. And I think if he, after a season, if he's not so good at one or the other, they're gonna force him to be one of them. But I think they're almost like acquired, and like they have to let him play both sides of the ball because that could be such a huge thing for the NFL. And you're seeing it in the MLB too, where they're bringing in more pitchers and hitters, more two-way players because they know it's possible. And if you can have someone complete 2 tasks, that's opening up another spot, and that's more money. If it's a 53-man roster and one of them plays 2 positions at a high level, you take that every time.
But publicity for what? They're an NFL team. What
For
do
their
they-
fan base.
Everyone around the
Everyone-
country is
everyone's
gonna
gonna-
watch him play.
Yeah,
football.
everyone's
Everyone
gonna
wants to
watch.
watch Ashton Genty play
Yes,
too. Did
bro.
anyone know like Boise State like would be a good football team before the season? Like everyone here knows Ashton Genty's name.
Travis
Who knew
Hunter.
Ashton Genty's
Wait,
name
wait.
before the season started?
Travis Hunter, DB, as a defensive player ranks 141 in the Big 12.
In
the Big 12.
What stat is this?
In anything. In tackles, I guess. Okay.
Tackles, he's a
Tackle,
quarterback.
bro. He's a corner.
He's a cornerback.
Watch
You can't look at box score. You have to look at the games and like his percentage.
In picks,
Okay.
He's top 5 in the
He's
country for
second.
yards. He's top 5 in the country for yards. I'm sure he's like top 10 for touchdowns.
in
And, like,
interceptions,
and
in
so what?
interceptions,
And
he's
so
three.
what? He's not number 1. If he's top 5
You
for
should,
both, that's
if you are winning the Heisman, the best player in the college football. Heisman goes to the best player in college football. That player should be leading the country in what their respected stat. Am I wrong?
Travis Hunter's a completely different story, though.
Okay, I get. No, he plays just as many snaps as any receiver on Ohio State. He plays just as many offensive.
while playing.
Guess what?
He plays
That's
twice
his
as many
choice.
snaps as
That's-
any receiver
that's
on
his
Ohio
He's
State.
their
choice.
only player. Like have you seen
Exactly.
their coverages?
Exactly. He gets the ball
double
every
teamed.
play, bro. He literally gets the ball every play.
Yeah.
Shador Sanders is like, I'm
Do you
snapping
think,
this
do you
ball.
think Ashton Genty doesn't get the ball every play?
No.
Well, I bet their run percentage
he
is
gets
above.
40 rushes a game. Like
Yeah.
respectfully, he gets 40 rushes a
He
game.
gets he has 30 rushes.
I think he has
That's
the
ridiculous.
I think he has the
compared to
most
any other running
carries.
back.
Like they're winning games.
Have you
Colorado.
Travis Hunter's making these catches that are stupid, bro. They throw
Okay,
it up to
okay.
him and he
Without Ashton Genty though, Boise State is a 500 team, and Boise State is not making the playoffs. Without
It's the same exact-
without
same
Travis
as
Hunter,
Colorado.
Yeah, same
Colorado,
as-
Travis Hunter's not even the best wide receiver on his team.
Shut up.
Name another receiver.
Number 5, Horn Jr. That dude is so good. Have you ever seen him play?
Travis Hunter has
Oh
the
my
5th
God.
most receiving yards in college football and the 2nd most amount of receiving touchdowns in college.
I mean, that is
Okay.
ridiculous, bro.
And you think he's not even the best on the team?
That's
I mean,
ridiculous,
Horn
bro.
Jr. is better. I don't know.
He's getting 30 carries.
I mean, that is ridiculous.
That's
bro.
what-
He's getting 200 yards a game though.
What is his like average yards per carry?
It's like 7.3.
He's
7.3.
Yeah, 7.3 yards per carry.
But he is the
That's
most.
disgusting.
That's great.
That's disgusting. Exactly.
He is the most.
You're looking at Travis Hunter does on both sides of the ball, bro.
Ashton
There's
Genty
There's no question who's going to win the Heisman.
There is a question. I think Ashton Genty's gonna win.
No, Harden is
Travis Hunter's favorite to win it like minus 200.
and he's been
bro.
keeping it up all season too. You know,
Ashton Genty has 2. Ashton Genty hasn't had a game below 120 yards this season. And
Because they
every-
give the ball 30
and,
times.
no, okay. So they give him the ball 30 times. Every team knows Ashton
He
Genty
leads the
is
con-
getting
he
the
leads-
ball.
He
How-
leads the
so why
country.
can't they stop him if they know he's getting the ball every
Yeah.
single play?
Same thing with Travis Hunter.
No crap. Ashton Genty leads the country
That's-
every single
Yeah,
running
in
back
every
stat.
single
I
stat. He's the
get
best-
okay, but
he's the best running back.
the
Always
second guy,
question
the
that.
second most guy. This guy has what 19 less snaps than him. Okay, that's
San
like,
Diego
that's-
State, please, bro. Who is Marquez Cooper, bro?
Okay, so why shouldn't he be tearing it up if he's playing for San Diego State? That's literally your point.
he is tearing it up.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
is.
has 1,200 yards. He has
He's getting cooked.
he has
He
he has half of Ashton Genty's yards and touchdowns and half
Yeah, but-
averages half
Yeah,
his
but like that's
yards
like
per
that's
carry.
like the point. Like that's why Ashton Genty's in this conversation. We know we know he's great, but we just have to evaluate how
Alright.
a running back position
He's having the best college performance.
that's been
ever.
very
There's the
undervalued.
bell, boys. We got to start wrapping it up. We can go down the
Aye,
line
aye,
real
down
quick
line.
and say
Heisman.
I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, we all know Travis Hunter is winning this.
I think it's easily Travis Hunter. Easily. There's a reason he's a favorite.
Hey, I think Travis is gonna win because I think he is heavily glazed, and I think there's a bunch of bias towards him. I think Travis is going to win, but I would love to see Ashton Genty win that.
Travis Hunter.
Ashton Genty.
Put your money with your mouth and bet me right now.